What's going on, everyone? My name is Aaron and this is Dad.0. Today I wanted to do a long-term review of my Apple Watch SE. I've had this since launch back in September of 2020 and I've been using it every day since. And for reference, I have the 44mm Space Gray GPS only version. And I wanted to just do a follow-up to my previous video of the Apple Watch SE and just cover the durability and how it's held up with everyday use over the last 4 months, along with the performance of the processor and the accuracy of the fitness tracking and the heart rate tracking, along with covering some of the other features that come with it and giving my recommendation at the end. First, let me tell you why I chose the SE instead of the Series 6 or any of the other Apple Watches out there. First, I knew I wanted the updated design. I wanted the bigger screen size. I wanted the smaller bezels. So that kind of took the Series 3 out of the equation. And after that, it was mostly just a price versus the features that you get comparison with all the rest of the models. And figuring out what features I wanted and was it worth the extra cost. And for me personally, I found some of the features cool, like the ECG sensor, the SpO2 sensor, the always-on display, but I really didn't feel like I would use those features all that much. So I decided to save some money and go with the SE because it has that newer design, bigger display, smaller bezels, has the S5 processor, which is only a year old at this point, and you get all the heart rate tracking and the activity tracking like you would with all the rest of them. So let's talk about the durability and the longevity of the SE after 4 months of everyday use. Apple uses what they call Ion X glass on the screen of the Apple Watch SE. This is a durable glass, but it's not as durable as the sapphire glass, so this glass can be more prone to scratches. However, I only have one noticeable scratch on the display after 4 months of usage, and I got that scratch from bumping into a brick wall, so I think that would scratch just about any glass surface. The aluminum frame actually doesn't have a single mark on it. It looks brand new still, which is really great to see. I was pretty worried getting the Space Gray that scratches would show up on this easily, but so far none have shown up. The bottom stays pretty protected. Obviously it sits flat on your wrist most of the time, and when it's not there, it's typically on the charger, so it's pretty protected, and it's made out of ceramic, so it's very tough. So this doesn't have a scratch on it. It still looks brand new. The sensor also looks perfect after 4 months. If you watched my previous video on the Apple Watch SE, you'll know that I bought the version with the solo loop, and that solo loop did a number on my wrist. It just caused massive irritation, a lot of redness underneath that band, so I swapped it out for this $5 Nike band lookalike on Amazon, and that was roughly 3 months ago. And so far this Nike band has really held up, especially for $5. I've been really impressed with it. Feels great, has the holes in it for ventilation, and so far I love it. So if you like this, I'll put a link in the description below. In terms of health tracking, that includes fitness tracking, heart rate tracking, sleep tracking. I've been really impressed with the accuracy of this so far. In fact, I use this as a benchmark to compare all the other wearables that I review. Now, I'll admit it took some time for this to calibrate correctly. For instance, doing a treadmill run indoors, the first week or two, this was way off compared to the stats right on the treadmill, but after doing more and more workouts, and specifically GPS workouts where this could really calibrate itself, it's gotten extremely accurate. Step counting also seems very accurate. I've done a few times where I've counted my steps and then looked at my Apple Watch to see what it recorded. Obviously, I don't count all the steps I take in a day, but for the most part, this seems pretty accurate. I would guess it's within a couple hundred each day. Heart rate tracking has been really accurate in my opinion. I've tested this against a chest heart rate monitor, also against a finger heart rate monitor, and it's within a beat or two every single time I've tested it. Now, because this is wrist-based, you're not going to get quite the response time as a chest heart rate monitor would. For instance, when you work out, a chest heart rate monitor would probably pick up the increase in your heart rate a little bit faster than the wrist-based heart rate monitor does, but for the most part, this does catch up really quickly. Apple finally added sleep tracking to these Apple Watches, and so far I've been really impressed with it. I've tested this out a few times by looking at my phone to see what time it is right before I know I'm about to fall asleep, and then I have my alarm set in the morning so I know roughly about the time I fall asleep, and then I check my Apple Watch to see the accuracy of it, and I can see that it's typically within 10 minutes of the falling asleep time and waking up time. And then if you go into the Apple Health app, you can see what stages of sleep it says that you're in based upon your movement and your heart rate. And then you can see how you're trending over a week-long period or a month-long period for how much sleep you're getting. When it comes to performance, I'm really happy with how this S5 processor performs in the Apple Watch SE. Apps load up nice and quickly most of the time. Everything seems super snappy and responsive. I had the original Apple Watch when that came out, and it's pretty crazy to see the speed increase from that watch to this watch. I mean, it's almost night and day. I think the best thing you can say about it is that it's just fluid, it's smooth, and it works. And that's really all you want from a product like this. You don't want choppiness or lag or freezing. You just want a smooth UI. You want apps to load up quickly, and you want everything to just work. And that's what this does. And everything else still works perfectly as well. Notifications come in right away. I can respond to text right on my wrist, and that happens instantly. I can answer calls or decline calls right on my wrist as well. No issues with that. The speaker is nice and loud. The microphone is clear. Water has been no issue with this. I took this on a vacation recently and went swimming in the ocean with it. Again, no issues whatsoever. I also shower with it on most of the time, and that obviously has no issues either. And after 4 months, I'm still loving this Apple Watch SE, and I'm not regretting my purchase at all. I think a lot of people are worried that because it's a cheaper price tag that it has cheaper components or won't be quite as durable as the Series 6. But so far for me, this has been extremely durable. Like I said, just that one little scratch on the top of the screen, that was mostly my fault. Everything else still looks pretty much brand new, and the watch still works and functions perfectly. There's no lag, there's no stuttering, there's no freezing. The fitness tracking is spot on. Sleep tracking is getting better and better, and I think is very accurate. So if you don't want or need those extra features that the Series 5 and the Series 6 have, but you still want an Apple Watch, you still want fast performance, great design, and accurate health tracking, plus all the other cool features that an Apple Watch brings, the Apple Watch SE is for you. Like I said, I'm not regretting this purchase one bit. In fact, it's one of the only accessories that I will wear every single day besides my wedding ring, and that I have to wear for obvious reasons. So if you've been on the fence about getting one, you just want to wait for some longer term reviews to come out to see how this is performing down the road, I hope this helps you out. Get off the fence, go buy one. You're not going to regret it. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. I appreciate everyone watching. If you like this video, press that like button. Also subscribe. I really appreciate all of you subscribers. We're going to try to build this channel up, come out with more content. If you have something you want to see, put it in the comments below. Thanks again. I'll catch you on the next video.